Week 2 is officially underway, and we are in day 1 where we're now doing 5x5 deadlifts at 140. So volume's gone up. It's still not super high volume, but come next week and the week after, the volume's really going to build and compound. So 5x5 here on the deadlifts at 140. I'm recording this the day after, and I'm sore, but I'm not as sore as I was the previous week with less volume, which just goes to show that all of that soreness probably was the fact that I had that weekend away and you know, was probably a bit dehydrated and whatnot from a little bit of alcohol consumption. So yeah, body feels pretty good. Also, that was the first week of a new phase where the volumes and the intensities have all changed, and generally that will cause some extra soreness as well. So glad I wasn't overly sore after this. But yeah, weight felt like it was moving much better than last week. So I probably won't be jumping these next 2 weeks, or if I do, it'll just be sessions in the gym or outdoors, which means I will keep it quite short and not very intense. Because I figured if I'm not doing proper full jump sessions or dunk sessions, then I may as well save my energy and use that for my training. So what I'm actually going to do instead is I've decided to add in some sprints on Tuesdays and maybe Thursdays, but keeping them pretty low, well, not low effort, but majority of them around 70-ish% effort, and then I'll do a couple at that between 80 to 100, like 2 or 3 sets, and just slowly building up my capacity for sprints so that when I get into the next cycle, which will be a max strength and a bit of power cycle, I can actually start pushing the sprints. Because what generally happens with me is I'll add in sprints, and if I do them after not doing them for a long time and I do them too intensely, then I tend to get shin splints. So I thought I'd build up my capacity for them first so that when it comes time to really wanting the benefits from the sprints, I'll be able to go ham on them. I'm also doing, on the Tuesday and maybe the Thursday after the sprints, just one set of intensive tempo. So it'll be 200 meters, running at about 70%. And each week of the volume phase, I will add like one extra of those. So one set of 200, then 2 sets, then 3 sets as well. And again, that's just going to help build up my capacity for running, for those ground contacts. I'm working at those higher velocities as well. And also just working on a bit of energy system development. If there's any specific topics on anything training or life related that you'd like me to talk on, please let me know, or anything you want to know about me in general, please let me know in the comments. That video on how to write a jump program or how I write jump programs is on the way. I'm not rushing it, and I'm trying to find the best way to actually display the graphics of what I'm talking about on the screen while I'm talking, because I didn't want to just write out on paper like I was doing it. I didn't want to just write a program on the app either. I want to actually explain the whole process. I figured I should also mention, for those that don't know, I am also a PT. I do in-person one-on-one PT as my main job, and I've just started offering online coaching as well. So online coaching is more for jumping, but I still do for other goals as well. And my in-person coaching is still relatively general based off what kind of people come into the gym, but lately it's been a lot more specific to injury rehab and then performance goals. All right, up next, we have paused front squats. So last week, 3x5 at 85. This week, 5x5. The pauses aren't super long. I'm not actually going for a counted pause. It's more just to stop the momentum, so that I get rid of the stretch shortening cycle, and then I can just push up from there. So with this as well, I used to also bounce out of the bottom, with my front squats, so momentum using the stretch shortening cycle, which I'm trying to avoid now. And yes, that's why the pause is only very short. I could honestly probably pause a little bit longer, but because I don't find the front rack very comfortable, my brain does not want me to stop longer. So yeah, my wrist was feeling quite funny in this workout as well. So in terms of leg strength wise, this doesn't feel overly difficult. It actually feels like pretty decently easy. The hardest part is stopping, pausing. But pushing up isn't too bad. It's more just my core / upper, trying to keep my shoulders up is what I find the hardest. But that'll, again, it always gets better over time because I haven't done them for a while. But the good thing is my core has been firing like crazy in these. I do a bit of like I take my breath in, I flex my core, and then I purse my lips and I sometimes open my mouth too and I push to keep my core braced. And I'm feeling this all in my core and not in my back, which is good. Helps me stay a lot more stable and not get any rounding or kind of falling forward. So that's something that's been going really well with these front squats. And the fact my knees have had no issues, which is really nice. So for the accessories after this, I've just recorded one video for each because I didn't really want to record all the sets because it's not as exciting. So I did 4 sets of 15 on leg extensions, RPE 7, which I now off the top of my head can't exactly remember what the weight was. I think it was like 50-ish or so. And then next week will still be 4 sets of 15, but I'll go RPE 8 and then RPE 9, or maybe even RPE 10 on that final week. If that is the final week, I'm still deciding, but the 9x5 is most likely the final week. And then from here, we went on to glute abductions, which is another 4 sets of 15, RP 7. I think that was around 60 or 70 kilos. I can't actually remember again. And then after this, my hip actually started cramping in this one. And then after this, we went into 4 sets of 15 calf raises on the pendulum squat, which is my favorite place to do it. And yeah, this was quite a burn. So you'll see at the end, I put screenshots of the whole workout so that you can see the workout as a whole. But yeah, thank you for watching this, and I will see you tomorrow for my video on sprints and upper body training.